What is going on, everyone, and welcome to my review of Cult of Chucky. This is a review that I've been very excited to get to because, my god, I'm just going to put it out there right now, I love this film. So this is the follow-up to Curse of Chucky, again directed by Don Mancini, and it continues to follow Nika Pierce, as she's been put into an insane asylum after she's been convinced that she was the one that murdered her entire family and not Chucky. And she's stuck there with this weird doctor, but all of a sudden, she sees a little red-headed fuckwit running around the insane asylum, and she starts to question whether she was really guilty or not. So I really love this film and what it does with the franchise. It stars Fiona Dourif again as Nika Pierce, who is great. Brad Dourif as Chucky, who is obviously just fantastic. It stars Alex Vincent, who is the same guy that played Andy Barclay in the first two films of the franchise, so it's awesome to see him back as an adult. And it also stars Jennifer Tilly, and it is great to see her back. And whether it makes sense with everything that happened in the Seed of Chucky, whatever, she's back. She is Jennifer Tilly playing herself, but she's possessed by Tiffany Valentine. That's how it goes. They run with it, they make it work. I love the hospital settings in films. There's always something about hospitals that just creep me out. Like, I find Exorcist 3 to be very creepy. I find Dream Warriors to be unsettling. Even like Halloween 2, I just find it to be just creepy. There's something about hospitals that I don't like, and this does it very well. The very just bright white, just gleaming walls that just really make you feel like you are losing it. The kind of symmetrical nature of the place, the lack of any colour. It's terrific. It's a really memorable location. I really like what they did with it. I really love the new cast of characters here as well. You have a lot of the other inmates, or, you know, crazies, whatever you want to call them, at this insane asylum, who are all very unique, and you get some backstory from them, which is very disturbing in parts, but it's never overtaking the main point of this film. There's a lot of back and forth between some of them, and even like Multiple Malcolm, he's got, you know, whether he's authentically got multiple personalities or if he's just a complete lunatic that just pretends. You've got the one woman who believes that Chucky is her baby, and you've got Nika and her fighting and arguing over it. It's really compelling and interesting, and overall, you have the disgusting Dr. Foley just watching over all these patients, and fuck that guy. He's played terrifically, but my god, he's disgusting, and he's a really great secondary antagonist to this film. There is a lot of greatness with the way it kind of balances the idea of, you know, people being just complete lunatics and actually something supernatural happening. So you've got people believing that you've got the audience believing Nika, but you've got the characters just not believing her whatsoever. But my god, they go super close in some parts, which is just insane. Like, they're pretending to bury Chucky in one scene, and he's just flips over the back of someone's neck, and, you know, everyone else around them isn't doing anything, and Nika's just watching out the window. It's just like, what the fuck do I have to do to convince these people? But it does it in a clever way where it's not frustrating to watch. It's actually entertaining to watch. It doesn't feel like, you know, the movie's just dragging itself out for the sake of having characters be stupid in order to let the plot happen. It makes sense with her circumstances. It works. And not only that, it gives a very satisfying payoff when everyone realizes that Chucky is alive for real. And you've got some people that don't even realize that he's alive, like the old lady who thinks that she's a ghost, and Chucky just walks up to her, and the first thing that he says in the movie is, "Where's Nika?" And when Chucky does finally reveal himself, he does some great things, like some of the kills. My god, there is one kill in this film where he has like a oxygen tank thing that he shoots up into the roof, and the inmate's just like looking and realizes at the last moment that, nah, this fucker is alive and trying to kill me. And it just rains down and just dismembers her entire body, and it's so cool. It is so cool. I really love the slow building tension, how Chucky just gets his way in to this place. And you're slowly learning what's happening. You learn about Alice from the previous film, about what happened to her, which is pretty dark and fucked up. I also just absolutely adore the concepts of this franchise. Like, still manages to create 7 movies in, it still manages to make everything new and fresh. And I know some people don't like it because it's going against the lore of the original, even though I don't think it was really established that what this movie does was against the lore and the theories of the original. It's just more voodoo shit that Chucky's discovered, and seriously, it's a franchise about a talking, living, killing doll. Who gives a fuck? But the idea of having multiple Chuckies, awesome. Awesome. You have Chuckies fighting each other and arguing with each other. It's so funny. Their back and forths are just hilarious, and I love it. You have the idea that Chucky can actually possess other living people too, which is good, even if it's not, you know, the very first person that they mentioned, like, you know, they told their secret to, or whatever bullshit that was that the first film set up that, you know, kind of just ties the rest of the franchise down. You have him possessing Alice, which is disturbing. You have him possessing Nika and making her walk around, which is just hilarious considering the casting of Fiona Dourif playing the character that her dad plays. So it still looks kind of like Charles Lee Ray from 1988 when you've got this 30-something-year-old woman walking around doing a brilliant impression of her dad's voice and just killing people and stomping and going crazy and, you know, having back and forth with the other Chucky dolls. It is comedy gold. It is hilariously bonkers and twisted and will just leave you just laughing hysterically. And again, as I said, the kills, especially in the last 20 minutes, you have the guy getting drilled to the stomach, you have her just stomping at Dr. Foley's face, which is awesome, 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 just disgustingly brutal and bloody. It's what I like to see. It's satisfying seeing that happen to him. And I also really, really love the way that this film just finally wraps up. It just makes you, it leaves you wanting more. And you're just like, oh my God, I cannot wait to see what happens next. This is fucking sick. Now, there are some couple of little problems that I guess I have with this film. I guess I'm not a big fan of the way Alex Vincent's character is left in this movie. It feels less like a cliffhanger, like the Chucky and Jennifer Tilly, you know, driving off into the car with each other. That's a good cliffhanger for me. It's like, what are they going to do next? This one, Alex Vincent kind of just gets forgotten about. He kind of, you know, he makes his way to the asylum and tries to, he kills one of the dolls. He kills the shaved-headed doll that he shaved to make sure, you know, he remembered that he had the gun inside of it. He killed that doll. Then he just gets locked in, and then that's it. He just kind of gets forgotten about, which is a shame, but I do think that his story still follows up in the sequel really, really well. In the TV show as a sequel, he does really, really well in that. It's just for this film, it feels more like he's just been left on an open, you know, in the middle of nowhere rather than actually a satisfying cliffhanger. And my favorite line in Cult of Chucky, this is a hard one. This is really hard because there are so many great lines in this film. Even though he's not in it that much, every single moment counts. But for me, it has to be just the 3 Chuckies bickering with each other.
Right. Now I'm gonna go kill Andy. No, I want to kill Andy. I earned it. I've been through a lot today. You got to suck titty today. Look what happened to me. Hello? Look at my hair. Oh shit, you win. Absolutely. Sorry, pal. You go fuck them up real good.
This just made me piss my pants laughing. This is so funny. This is what I come to this franchise for. This film is one of my absolute favorites in the franchise. In fact, you'll be surprised with how high up this film gets into my ranking when I do my ranking once season 3's out. You'll be shocked because I just think that this film is absolutely brilliant. There is barely anything I dislike about it. There are just some kind of like loose ends that I feel like Alex Vincent doesn't get the character resolution that he needs to make it feel like a completely satisfying cliffhanger of an ending. Other than that, this film is hilarious. It's got a really great and unique setting. I love the cast of characters. I love the kills. I think Chucky is hilarious. I think the new concepts are amazing and just lead into so many crazy cool directions. I think Fiona Dourif does a great job playing possessed Chucky, and I think that overall this is one of the best sequels that this franchise has to offer. So Cult of Chucky, I love this film. In fact, I think it's worth buying. So that's my review of Cult of Chucky. If you enjoyed that, please, I don't know, watch some other reviews if you like, and check out the movie too, because it's really good. I think it's on Netflix, but I'll see you all later. Man, I'm a little bit sad now because next up I have to review the remake. Ugh.